That Home Goods had a lot of Easter stuff, which is not what I'm looking for. And I doubt they're going to be putting anything else out, really, because it's Sunday, so they probably got their truck yesterday, and whatever's out is probably what was left in the truck from yesterday. And so now I'm just going to go back to the other Home Goods that I was at earlier, check out what they have, and then I'm going to head over to, oh, no, I'm not heading over anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the house and get ready to get on the road for the evening. I may stop at another TJ Maxx or Home Goods, I think, that's on the way to my house that I didn't get a chance to stop at on Friday, but that's about it. I'm not going to really stress it. Like, I had a really great weekend and I had really great finds, and if I don't find anything today, that's cool, you know. For me, the thrill is in the hunt, so whatever pieces I come across, That's how I'm feeling right now. Of course, I'm still looking for canisters and utensil holders, but like, I'm not gonna stress my nerves about it. I read this I read this Instagram post that was like, people want, in the Dunn community, people want things because other people have them, and it causes like this frenzy and this craze, and it just makes you want to go out and hunt, and you get so disappointed when you can't find these things. And it's like, you have to ask yourself, do you really want these pieces, or do you want these pieces because someone else has them? But I really thought about what she was saying, and I was like, you know, she's right. Like, obsessing over pieces that you don't even want, it really makes you kind of like resent the hunt and resent the experience a little bit. So I'm just taking everything in stride, and I'm just going to enjoy the hunt. I know what I'm looking for, but if I don't come across it, that's cool too. I think it's even more fun when you come across a piece that you weren't looking for but you could use, or something that you didn't think you would even be able to hunt for. I think that's more fun. Like, there's certain pieces that I thought for sure I would have to order off of Mercari or eBay or something, because there is no way in the world I was gonna be able to find it in store. But that's not true. Like, that proved to not be true in yesterday's vlog, because I mean, I did find pieces that I never dreamt I would have been able to find in the store, and I didn't go there searching for those pieces, but those pieces are what I found, and that just made it even more like valuable to me. So with your collection, I feel like what she was saying was true. The value of your collection is in your eyes. It's what means the most to you. It doesn't have to be the most sought after piece. It doesn't have to be the most hard to get piece of Dunn to mean something to you, to make your collection valuable in your eyes. So don't just like pick up a bunch of crap just because it's Rae Dunn. Like, older collectors who've been collecting for like 2-3 years, they're like cookies and things like that. It took them like a year or 2 years to find cookies, and you know, now with a new wave of collectors coming through, they're finding it like that, and that's because they've increased production. Very much so true. They have increased production. They've also increased pricing, and so it is doable to find these pieces in store. But that doesn't mean that they're, you know, that doesn't mean that if you can find the pieces in store now that they're any less valuable because you couldn't find them 2 years ago either. Because I feel like my unicorn at the time was cookies, and I found that really early on in my hunt, but that's because I was persistent with my hunting. It's not anything to do with they've increased production or whatever the case may be. Like, so what? In my store, they don't get canisters that often, you know, so what I got, it just was pure luck. Like, again, I didn't set out to find that specific canister that day. I just went to the store to see what was there, and I almost didn't go. So like, it's just literally by chance that you come across some of these pieces. So like, don't get so caught up in, oh, I've got to have this piece, oh, I have to have that piece. Like, I believe it'll come to you when it comes. Like, that's just how it, for most people I see who have really large collections or collections full of items that people are seeking after or whatever heavily, most of the time they just come across that stuff by chance. They didn't go in the store like, oh, this store has Cheers, I'm going on this day. Like, it doesn't really usually happen. What I'm saying is just let the items mean something to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just buy it because everybody wants it. Just because everybody wants it doesn't mean that you want it. Do you want it because you want it, or do you want it because everybody else wants it? Because I feel like that's about 50% of people's collection these days are filled with pieces that they don't necessarily want, but other people want, so they just have these items in their collection to say, I have it and you don't, or I have that too, you know? And I'm like, okay, that's not what it's supposed to be about. Really, I feel like this whole pottery, the Dunn craze, it's more so to me about building friendships and meeting new people and having a really nice set of pottery in my household for sure. But, you know, it's not supposed to be like competitive, crazy like it is. And I think people just need to like try to be a little nicer in the stores. I've come across some mean hunters, and I've come across some really freaking nice hunters.
Merge onto I-20 West.
And when I say the good outweighs the bad when it comes to hunters, the good definitely outweighs the bad. The nice hunters will stay in my thoughts and memories, and 9 times out of 10, I end up exchanging information with them so that in case I come across something they might be looking for, or they come across something I might be looking for, like, we're in touch. So that's all I'm saying about that. But I'm gonna shut up now and head to this other Home Goods. That hunt was pretty successful. I ended up finding quite a few mugs, and I was able to get the hair, face, nails sets for me and 2 Dunn buddies. So that was a good find. I was definitely not expecting to find that here. I just recently saw a picture that someone posted and was like, hey, I'm in search of these. And I was like, oh, okay, those are cool, but where are we gonna find those at? Not knowing that I would find them this weekend, so that was pretty good. Now it's about almost 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the house because I've literally been gone nearly all day. Alright guys, so we are finally headed home. It's about 5 o'clock and we hit the interstate. I think overall this trip was pretty successful. I'm very happy with the turnout. I definitely had fun, and I was able to meet a subscriber that watches my vlogs. Hi Jen. And she was at one of the Home Goods with her cute little baby, and her little baby wanted to tell everybody hi that she saw. She was so cute. So it was a pleasure seeing you today. You know, the birdhouses have been released, and like everybody's going crazy over birdhouses. And I got an alert of a posting for a birdhouse that someone in my Facebook group found on Saturday morning, not exactly at opening, like right after opening, in Charlotte. So I met some Dunners yesterday, and we were all talking about it, and one of the girls was like, I have a hunch that we're going to get birdhouses here. And we waited around for almost like 2 hours to see if they would put out anything. And I think that they kind of were like hesitant to put out anything else because we had just been like kind of just waiting around in the store. So they didn't put out any birdhouses while I was there. And some of the girls said they waited even longer because I ended up running into them today. They said they waited even longer and they didn't put out any birdhouses. And I, as you saw, ended up doubling back yesterday evening. No birdhouses. Well, I guess between them when the girls left and when I came back that evening, they put out birdhouses, and some lady bought all of them, and there was about 8 of them from what I remember being told. So I'm not sure who got all 8 of the birdhouses or why someone even needs 8 birdhouses, but yeah, they cleaned up the store. So when I saw the Dunners that I met today in the same Home Goods, you know, I let them know, I'm like, hey y'all, there's no real need to wait around because the lady got all of the birdhouses. And of course they were upset. It really sucks because they drove in from Florence, South Carolina, which is not like it's around the corner. Like, it's a little bit of a drive. Same as me, I drove in, you know, for the weekend. So yeah, we kind of came up empty-handed on birdhouses, but I wasn't too upset. I was looking for it more so for one of my friends because they're in search of a birdhouse. But hopefully, since the birdhouses were here, that means that we might be getting some in my area. I'm not exactly sure. If we do get some, I don't think it's going to be near as many as they got here though. It's just so weird the way things work sometimes, but you know, I think you get what you're supposed to get when you're supposed to get it. So I didn't find birdhouses, but I got some pretty cool things this trip, and I'm excited. So we're on our way home, and I just wanted to make sure I was able to come back on here and chat with you guys just a little bit more while I still have some daylight working for me in my favor. Road trips are not my thing. Like, this is, I don't know, just something about driving straight for a long period of time. It just bores me sometimes. But it was well worth the drive, and I will definitely be making this drive a little more often. I'm very pleasantly surprised with everything that I found. And I know I've had some friends post during the week when they've come up here, and they've had really, really good finds, like during the weekday, like around, you know, regular lunchtime hours or whatever. I'm telling you, it's something about the lunchtime hours, because it gives them enough time to process their truck, or at least half of it, and put it out on the floor. So I think that's why it's a really good time in most areas these days, I'm finding. So, but I've also been posting pictures of my findings, some of them, on my Instagram page. I think I put the link down below so you guys can check that out if you're wondering what I'm finding and where I am. I don't think I post where I am, but I post what I'm finding, and usually I post what store I found it in, or you can tell from the basket if I'm in the store. So that's just something for you guys to check out in the meantime, and more vlogs and hauls to come. So thank you guys so much. Is he sleeping? He is sleeping. Yeah, he's had a long day and lots of playing. I hope I'm not getting sick. I feel a little twinge in my throat. I'm like, great. That's what I don't need, is to catch a cold or something right now. Anywho, guys, that's all for now, and I'll see you in my next